What's going on, everybody? Hope everybody's having a good evening today. Ran across this video today. I was just looking through some stuff, and I want to do a reaction video today. As you can see on the bottom, if federal minimum wage is raised to $25 an hour, how would that look? What would happen? What are some of the things that happen? Minimum wage. So let's get into the video. Let's take a look at this real quick. Let's check it out.
Murphy saying $25 minimum wage could win back Trump voters. Is this it? Go for it.
We are here to introduce a simple piece of legislation that stands for a simple premise. A minimum wage in the United States of America should be a living wage in the United States of America.
So, minimum wage, I think it said $7.25 or something like that, right? Most, not all, most businesses build their business model off the different wage tiers or whatever. And when you look at most companies, they're mostly bottom heavy with the minimum wage workers, like retail, fast food restaurants. Some of them offer a little bit more than minimum wage now, but like around 15, something like that, or something like that, 13, 15, somewhere in there. And if you raise it to 25, you're gonna see a different world. It's gonna be a different world out here. Let's keep watching. Let's see what.
This is the most powerful, the most affluent, the wealthiest country in the world. There is no reason that somebody should go to work full-time in this country and not be able to pay their bills.
Didn't pay attention to
There's
math.
no
Is he going to get to the number, guys, or no?
In a world where we just
is he going to give the number?
The first trillionaire, in a world where the top 1% of Americans.
I'll just tell you what he's going to say. He's going to say $25 minimum wage. Okay, so he wants to go to $25 minimum wage from $7.25.
So most people, regular people like us, have start. I've worked a job minimum wage when I was in high school. Worked a job minimum wage, and it means just what it says, a minimum wage. You don't have to have a college diploma. A college degree. You don't have to have any specialized education. Most minimum wage jobs are the basic jobs, the things that make the company needs to run the machine, right? Think about retail. A lot of the people that's the minimum wage or a little bit above minimum wage be like the people that's folding clothes, department, people that work in the departments and stuff like that. You're doing the lower level jobs, but the lower level jobs is what keep the ball rolling. If they raise minimum wage to $25, you're going to see less of those people. It's going to be less. So if you had 10 for each department, it easily cuts down to about 4 or 5, if that. It may be even less than that. You got to think, $25 an hour, it's like almost $50,000 a year. I'm not either side. I'm not Democrat or Republican. I'm just a regular working person, and I'm trying to get you to understand why education is important. Got to get you to understand that if they're successful in doing this, one or two things are going to happen. They probably going to talk about this video too. Things are going to be so high that it's going to be unaffordable. And a lot of jobs that you thought were comfortable, you can work there and just work your way through, they're not going to be like that no more. Imagine the state job, right? Working for the state. When a large majority of the people work for the state, they raise the minimum wage $25 an hour. how would they come up with a solution where they could pay people and still not be in the red once they pay everybody? I'm not taking sides. I'm trying to tell you how business works. If you could make a spreadsheet and just put 5 people making minimum wage, 5 people making $25 an hour, and you track them like over 40 or however much they get paid. Now imagine a large scale company paying everybody $25 an hour. It's gonna cost a lot. It's gonna cut into the profit margin if you even understand how business works. It's all about making a profit or your business will fail. So let's keep watching.
And he thinks we need to go there, which $25 minimum wage is $50,000 a year salary, to just kind of look at the math, how it works. And here's the problem that they don't think about with a $25 minimum wage. You know who can afford $25 minimum wage? Businesses in LA, businesses in New York City, maybe in Chicago. Any of the top 20 metropolitan cities, they'll take a hit, but it's not going to be that big of a hit. You know who's going to take a big hit? The small business owner in Hope, Arkansas, the small business owner in Toledo, the small business owner in these small cities that they're trying to barely make any money, and they're paying $12 an hour, $15 an hour, because it's a different cost of living. Can you pull up or?
So what he's saying is small businesses will hurt instantly if they raise minimum wage to $25. How many food trucks do you think you'll see if they raise minimum wage to $25? How many passion companies you're gonna see if they raise minimum wage to $25? You're gonna see a lot of companies close their doors instantly if this happens. You're gonna see the giant companies make adjustments, and the ones who's making the money are gonna hire more people. The ones who are barely competing, they're going to have to close their doors, or they're going to have to lower their staff, and they're not going to be able to keep up. They're going to end up closing anyway. This will help the big juggernaut companies. Smaller companies are going to feel it big time. It's almost going to start washing them out. Or things are going to be priced so high, you're going to be paying $20 for some tissue. Grocery shopping is going to be crazy. Well, the necessity is going to cost so much, you ain't going to be able to buy Oreos. If you got some sense, you're only going to be able to buy meat, eggs, the basic stuff, and it's going to cost you $100 just to buy the basics, to eat, to live. $25 an hour minimum wage you're gonna see a lot of companies hire people as contractors. They're not gonna hire you as a full-time employee because it'd be too expensive. No benefits, W-9 or whatever. You gotta do your own taxes. You're gonna see a lot of that. They're gonna find ways to circumvent the minimum wage.
Number to say, what is the median income by state? Pull up median income by state. You got it. So let's look at the median income by state. If we look at by state, look at this. Okay, what is at the top? The $104,000. It doesn't put a state next to it. Does it put a state next to it? I don't see a state next to it.
I believe it's New York.
Let's just say New York, 104,828. What's 2? Jersey, 104. Yep. Maryland, 102. Hawaii, 100. California, 99. Hampshire, 99. Washington, 98. Connecticut. Now go to the bottom. So New Mexico, 65. Okay, Louisiana, 63. Arkansas, 62. West Virginia, 61. And the lowest, it doesn't say the state there for whatever reason, $59,000. Okay? You want to apply this? Do you realize like it's 2x in New York versus, I think that could be Mississippi. I don't know what that state is. It's 2x the number. And you just want to say, yeah, let's raise it from $7.25 to $25 an hour. You're going to break the backs of these small business owners. And you know who wins, by the way? They don't understand how the math works. Guess who can afford to pay $25 an hour? The big companies. You know who can't? Small companies. You know.
So another thing that's gonna happen if they do this, a lot of rural areas, that's what he's talking about. A lot of areas that's rural, if you're not in the city, you're gonna see those towns crumble even more like an aluminum can. You're gonna start seeing the pressure, the economic pressure start to drive people out of there. They're gonna be driving to the bigger cities to work and then they have to drive back home. If that's affordable. Like rural area, like being in the Delta, it's already rough now. Raise it to $25 to see what happens. It's gonna be crazy. Being in Mississippi, yeah, if you're in Jackson, those bigger cities, you can probably, survive, but get inside those little small towns where there's no economy. You're gonna see a difference. It's gonna hurt so bad. It don't matter who you are, what color you are, it's gonna hurt small businesses. Their mom and pop burger joint you like going to, it's only gonna be one person manning that place because they can't afford to hire 3 or 4 people. Landscaping companies, those little small companies like that, it's gonna get tough, or they're gonna be paying you in cash under the table. It's gonna be ways to circumvent it, but it's still gonna suck at the same time.
Who should be for small business owners? The Democrats that they say for the helping the working class people. Every time you raise the minimum wage, big businesses are like, man, I love me some Democrats. Please raise the minimum wage because I can afford it. And I'll pass it along because the product, let's just say they buy this. Let's say we buy 500 of these. And so if I buy 500 of these, the guy that sells it, he'll says, I'll sell you 500 of these. Let's make up a number for $10 a pop. But what if I buy 1,000 of these? Oh, $5 a pop. What if I buy 10,000 of these? Oh, $3.50 a pop. What if I buy 100,000 of these? $1.80 a pop. So who can afford 100,000 of these? Walmart. The guy that's running a small little shop says, I can only buy 88 of them. Well, that's $12 a pop. And you want to raise the minimum wage on that guy? You hate small businesses. Democrats hate small businesses. They literally do.
So what he's saying is, in capitalism, it's all about making a profit. That's just how business works. If you can't make a profit, eventually you're gonna close because you're not making enough money to sustain your business. And a lot of times people get emotional about it, but it's how business works. You can't emotionally stay open. It costs money to stay open as a business. It just does. Those small companies, retail places, they won't be able to keep up with like Walmart, Target, and people like that. They can afford to buy stuff in bulk and sell it at a price to where they can make a profit. But if you was to buy that same thing, you can't buy it in bulk like they can. They're gonna charge you more to buy it. You got to be more creative in your thinking of how to sell stuff or what you sell. Dollar General would not be Dollar General anymore. It's gonna be $20 General because things are gonna get high. I mean, right now, the ones I go to, it may be only maybe 2 or 3 people in the store. You talking about $25 an hour, there could be 1 person in the store. Manning the whole store, stocking and trying to do the register. It's gonna get crazy if they do.
You hate small business owners. You love big business. Democrats indirectly love big businesses. They just love protecting these big businesses. Don't you just love protecting the big businesses? That's who can afford it. It's basic economics. It's not complicated stuff here that we're talking about. Go try to order 10 of these and see how much a custom one of these costs for 10. Then go order 100,000. Test it for yourself. See how much the difference the price is. It's amazing how much they save. So I think, Tom, this is a terrible idea for small business owners. But the question then becomes, should the minimum wage stay at $7.25 or should they raise the national minimum wage? Should it just be left alone?
Raise the made a job about this He job to an even lefter person. Give me something that would make me change my mind, like how Elon Musk changed his mind and became more conservative.
A webinar, free webinar. If you haven't yet registered, go do it. It's the last chance for you. Once we do this, what's this weekend coming up?
This is July 4th.
It's a
Yeah, it's not yet.
Okay,
Lefties.
let's talk. Hold on. I heard something you said. It may not be on this clip, but let's just get back to it. Minimum wage, and I'm gonna close out this thing. You should never be comfortable with minimum wage ever, even if it goes up to 25. There should be some ambition about you to learn, to increase your value, not from a standpoint of greed, but from a standpoint of to have leverage and value so you can take care of your family. And after the bills are taken care of, you can do leisure things. If they raise the minimum wage to $25, cost of living will go up no matter where you are. Bills are going to go up. Groceries going to go up. Gas going to go up. Price of cars going to go up. They have to justify the price of minimum wage being $25. Trucks are already expensive. $25 minimum wage. Now you're looking at almost like a mortgage to buy a new truck. You want to buy a new house and they raise the minimum wage 25. Now you're looking at almost $500,000 in smaller cities. It's gonna be even bit more in like bigger cities, but like in Arkansas, you want to go live in the newest subdivision. Could be looking at $500,000 for a house. Minimum wage is minimum wage for a reason. I learned this. Like I said, I'm not really into politics. I'm just saying how things work. They use these things to kind of get you riled up. Like when you have common sense and you have the experience of being in the work world, you understand why things are the way that they are, whether people agree with it or not. It's reality. Reality is something that is just hard for sometimes to grasp. You got to be objective. If you're subjective, you're super emotional. Reality will drive you crazy, but it's reality. And the reality is, if they raise minimum wage to $25, it's gonna get crazy. You're gonna see companies do a lot of different things that they're gonna complain about. You can't have it both ways, right? That's why I say educate yourself while you're young. Even like me, I did it later. And that was the best thing I ever done. Once I started educating myself, once I started specializing in something, the average wage that I'm able to command and value, it goes up. It goes up. But if I didn't educate myself, if I didn't develop myself, I would have still been hovering around probably minimum wage to probably about $15, $16 an hour, something like that. That's just how it works. Nobody's going to give you that kind of money without a specialized skill. Minimum wage is not a specialized skill. It's one of them things anybody can do. I'm just giving you how it looks, a realistic approach to look at this. Minimum wage is something that anybody can do, or a small company that can't afford to pay top dollar for top talent. Most jobs that pay minimum wage, if you go to these jobs now, it's not like it used to be. They used to be real picky about who they hire. Now it seems like they'll hire anybody. Do you want to come to work? Are you dependable? Are you reliable? Do you got 10 fingers, 10 toes? Do your heart beat? Come right on in. If it go up to $25 an hour, they're gonna be way more picky, way more stringent. You better believe it. Don't fall for the $25 an hour is a livable wage. It's going to be so tough. And I'm saying if you get a certain age, you shouldn't even be comfortable with minimum wage, in my opinion. You shouldn't be comfortable with minimum wage, even if it's $25 an hour. To my young youth out there, don't settle. So many opportunities available to you now. You just got to look for it. You have to spend your free time looking for it. If you want to get out the trenches, spend that free time looking for it instead of hanging around in the trenches and you get caught up in the trenches. Get caught up in the library. Get caught up in researching. Use ChatGPT, AI, all this stuff out there now. YouTube. Find something that's meaningful, legit to get caught up in, to build your talents and skills around. And you won't have to worry about being stuck in that range of minimum wage to, I guess, mid. What's after minimum, I guess? Entry level, I guess. If they raise minimum wage to $25, it's not going to be good. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be crazy. You're going to be seeing a lot of weird stuff like companies circumventing it. And because they have to make a profit. If not, they're going to end up closing down. That's just how it works. That's basic business. You have to make more than you spend in order to sustain year to year. And the minute you start losing in the red, you only can be in the red so many years, and you're gonna close. You're gonna have to close because you're not making any money. Might not agree with it, you might not like it, but it's business.
It's always business, never personal.
So with that being said, let me know what you think. If minimum wage is raised to $25 an hour, what do you think will happen? Like, share, and subscribe on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, or X. Thank you for watching. CTM Reactions, if minimum wage is raised to $25. And I will catch you on the next one.